Hey fitness friends, it's Michelle Zari here and I'm back with a new educational video, and I'm here today to help you beginners or newer lifters train properly in the gym or at home. What should your workout split look like? How many days a week should you train, and what should your workouts look like? With any new client of mine, I would make sure that we have a proper foundation built. And this might be a pretty lame analogy for some of you guys, but when you build a house, you don't just start building the walls, right? You have to make sure that the base is laid down. It's the exact same thing for training in the gym. Have you built that proper foundation? So ask yourself, have you done the basic movements, and do you know how to do them properly? Even if you think you have, you probably haven't. So let's restart and make sure you know what they are. So first, we need to perfect the squat. So you guys can see that. The squat, the lunge, these are all primal movements. Are you moving properly like a human should from every direction? And are you engaging the proper muscle groups? Deadlift, push, pull, twist. And I'm gonna write here twist or plank. I just gave you how to set up your workouts. So here we have 6 exercises, and I would really recommend doing 2 variations of a squat and 2 variations of a pull. So you'll have 8 exercises that you can do 2 to 3 sets and 12 to 15 reps. So building that foundation isn't about doing heavy weight. It's about learning how to do the movement properly and engage the muscle groups. I'm gonna quickly kind of go over how I would do this. For the squat, you wanna have a bench and start sitting and standing, okay? Sit and stand. It's as simple as this. To make this harder, you would put the bench lower. And you really want to keep that chest steady. And I don't want to see anybody leaning forward, because now we're no longer engaging the core, okay? So stay as upright as you can, stand straight up. And I really recommend slowing down all the movements here. So how slow can you go? About 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down. That's really gonna make sure that you're firing the right things versus the wrong muscles kicking in just because you've done it the wrong way. Next, I just kind of want to quickly demonstrate a proper lunge. I would start with a stationary lunge. So one foot should be as long as you can ahead, as long as you can behind, okay? And when I come down, my knee should be about 90 degrees, 90 degrees. This is how you would warm up those legs for the lunge and before moving on to a more advanced lunge. So I do all one side, then I can do all the other with the exact same technique. I like a longer stride. It's gonna hit higher up into the thigh and into the glute. So same thing here for the lunge. We don't wanna be bending forward. We wanna stay totally upright. So practicing one side, keeping my back perfectly straight. This is how you would warm up those legs for the lunge and before moving on to a more advanced lunge. So I do all one side, then I can do all the other with the exact same technique. Next, deadlift, how to do a proper deadlift. You can also do a hip hinge here, and all that means is you're just hinging at the hips. So I'm keeping my back straight, and all that's moving are my hips. At the hip flexors, I'm letting myself bend down, but biggest thing to watch out for is to not round the shoulders down. Keep the chest straight and come down. So a hinge hip, you're just coming down to the knees and back up. You can practice just this movement. A deadlift is just getting lower, right? Using these same principles. All right, I know my head's been cut off quite a bit in this video, but this is how to learn how to work out on the couch with Michelle. Anyway, I actually got a real broom, but most gyms just have a stick, like a broomstick, and you probably have a broom at home. So if you want to check your deadlift technique, all you do is you put your broom along your butt and along your head, and you want to keep it along your back of your body as you come down. So this shows you that you're staying in line as you're doing the deadlift. And I'd actually recommend filming yourself through these movements and just like a sport, practicing them, and then filming yourself again in a month. So then instead of just measuring everything by the scale or how your clothes are fitting, you can also measure how much better you're moving and performing in the gym, because that's really exciting. And I find that most people forget where they came from. So film your primal movements, film your foundation workout, and then do the same thing. If you're gonna repeat this workout, you can do it for a month, up to 3 to 4 months, depending where you're at. I would refilm it every few weeks. And you definitely want to change up the exercise. There's hundreds of variations of lunges, squats, deadlifts. There's so many different ways you can make the movement harder, more challenging. So you want to put a little bit of research in on changing up the movement slightly. We went over the squat, the lunge, and deadlift. Next is a push. So for a push-up, you want to be using the same kind of mechanics on all of your movements. You always want to have a flat back, a core engaged, and your feet hip-width distance apart, unless it's like a sumo squat and you're supposed to take them wider. For the push-up, I'd recommend starting laying all the way flat, hands right by the chest. You can see me. Hands right by the chest. Okay, and from here, you can do this from the knees, and you push straight up. So I'm trying to keep a straight line from my knees to my shoulders, all the way down, and I'm trying to keep my shoulders open and push straight up. Okay, to make this harder, then you eventually go on the toes. So like I said, you always start laying, and here I want to stay straight from my heels to my shoulders. So everything comes up at the same time, head's neutral. That's a proper push-up. Keeping the neck in line with the spine, and just you want to work on those. Push movements. So that can be bench press, but obviously primal is, you want to be able to do it properly with your body weight first and foremost. All right, so next type of exercise you need to have in your program is the pull. So you can use dumbbells, you can use a bar, but most people aren't ready to use their own body weight. So for the pull, one of my favorites is just a row. So here, it's the opposite of a push-up. You want to keep your back straight, head neutral. Everything's the same, core is engaged. And from here, you're gonna pull with the elbows as far back as you can, okay? So big mistake I see in the gym, people are pulling with their elbows, but their shoulders go forward. So you wanna keep your chest and shoulders open. Open. So we're working the proper back muscles. So you can do a row, you can do a pull down, but it's always keeping the shoulders pulled back, core still tight. So if you're not ready for the pull-ups yet, but this will really open up your chest and work on that posture. So start doing your rows today. And then lastly, there's the twist. Any twist exercise we'll do here. So from here, hands are together, shoulders are down, and you're gonna slowly twist to the side as far as you can and hold it. Here I keep my hands straight and I don't force it any further. It's a subtle movement. I'm trying to engage from my belly button, pulling up through my pelvic floor. Everything's pulling upwards and my chest is open. And I'm just gonna hold. All of these exercises, you wanna move really slow. About 3 seconds to switch to the other side, and a pause here. And then 1, 2, 3, pause. And when I'm pausing, I'm gonna remind myself to really engage the lower part of that core. If you're not ready for the twist, let's say, for any back, you can definitely do a plank instead, or even just do a plank instead. It's really important to make sure you're strong in the core. You wanna start the plank in the same way you do a push-up. So laying down, bring your forearms in, and you wanna pull up through the belly button until you're into that plank position and everything is straight. So pulling up from the belly button, shoulders are above the elbows, and you're just gonna hold that for time. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was helpful, and maybe you'll feel a little bit more confident going into the gym. Just remember, take it slow, work on your foundation, and if this seems overwhelming, you need to hire a personal trainer. The only way to be successful in the gym and long-term to stay fit is you're gonna have to put some time and research into your workouts. But I'm hoping with these videos, I'm gonna be able to shorten that time for you so you can maybe just look up a few things. Like for example, after this video, maybe you know that you need to look up squat variations, or maybe you learn something about the row. Remember, form is so important on results, and honestly believing in your program. So sticking with it. Sticking with it is the most important thing. There are so many different approaches that will get you to the same result, but you have to follow one long term in order to see the results actually happen. I think the biggest mistake people make is just let what other people influence what they're doing, and so then they just never end up getting there. So who cares what your friend is doing? Trust that this program can work for you. So this should help you come up with your workouts for the next month to 3 months. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You have 8 exercises here, 12 to 15 reps, and work up to 2 to 3 sets each. You really don't need to do any cardio on this plan. It's about enjoying your workouts and making sure you're getting stronger from every angle. Anyway guys, thanks for watching how to come up with your own workout split as a beginner. I hope this was useful. There are many more videos to come, so leave me a message below on any question that you have about working out, nutrition, anything fitness related, because I will be answering some more questions in the upcoming videos. And make sure to follow me if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Michelle Azari Fitness. And share this video with your friends. And make sure to watch my last video that was how to get a nicer butt. That's it for now, fitness friends. I appreciate your guys' support, and I really just want to help you guys reach your goals, because it's not that complicated. Just trust that you can do it with me one step at a time.